Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Mortgage Matters in Minutes. Again, I'm your host, Brett Rasmussen, owner of Mortgage Specialists. Today, we're going to talk about a very serious topic that gets questions, get misinterpreted, gets used every day in real estate. We've covered this topic over 2 years ago, and that shows you how long we've been working each and every week to put out good content. But I think now it's time to update a little bit and give you a little more clarification on this topic. Just like any type of industry, it can change throughout time. 20, 30 years ago, real estate was practiced differently than it is today. So was lending, as more and more rules are changed and things occur. But today, we're going to talk about three very important words in the lending aspect of pre-qualification, pre-approval, and loan commitment. And what do those mean? That's the biggest thing that people don't quite understand, whether you're in the industry or out of the industry, because the words get used interchangeably. The word pre leads off pre-qualification and pre-approval. And so because of those three letters, people believe that they are the same thing. Why are pre-approval and pre-qualification so important? Because when you put an offer in on a home, the seller needs to know, are you eligible for financing? Do you qualify? Can you get to the closing table? Or are you just a window shopper that's, in the mall going from store to store, just looking around? Because a seller's goal is to close and sell the house. So let's talk about these three definitions quickly now. And the more you understand these verbiages, either as a buyer or as a realtor or as a seller, it's going to make the process much more seamless and stress-free for you. So first of all, a pre-qualification, let's chat about what that means. A pre-qualifications used to be used by realtors 50 to 30 years ago. They would ask the particular buyer, hey, how much income do you make? What do you have for bills? What do you have saved for down payment? Having that conversation and just chatting about income, assets, and particular situations that affect them financially, like debts, is what a pre-qualification is or looks like. So I will tell you, in the real estate market, most pre-approvals that you see are just a simple pre-qualification. They ask a borrower to complete an application. They might pull a credit report, but stop there and say, hey, based on what you've told us, you look fine. And there's some lenders out there that will give pre-approvals based upon that. And I did say the word give you a pre-approval. They use a pre-qualification and provide a pre-approval. So a pre-qualification can really hinder your situation. If your document says pre-qualification, when you submit it on an offer and a good listing agent reads that, it's going to say, hold on, we want an actual pre-approval. And what's the difference of a pre-approval? Well, a pre-approval goes one step farther. It goes and verifies what you have provided, such as where do you work? How much do you make? How do you make that income? Whether it's W-2, whether it's 1099, whether it's part-time, full-time, or self-employed. That makes a huge difference in lending versus I received this much in income. Because what people budget their lives on is how much they make and live off of their net income, usually. So we need to dig deep to make sure their source of income really matches what the lending rules say. And that's what a pre-approval is all about, is getting a full application, obtaining a credit report, reviewing your pay stubs, your W-2s, maybe your tax returns, depending on how you receive income, definitely your down payment from your checking, savings, investment statements, and then also, due to the Patriot Act, verify who you say you are. And that's not being discriminatory. We just have to abide by the rules of what lending exists. And validating who you are when you open a new account is something that we must do. So a pre-approval, are they all treated the same between lender and lender? They are not. I can assure with you that there's plenty of lenders across the country, online and not, that just put their name behind anything. Here at Mortgage Specialists, this is one of the things that I'm most proud of, and over 20 years and of owning Mortgage Specialists and 25 years in lending, is that per the pre-approvals I have provided, 99.9% of those close based on qualifying. And that's a hard statistic for any lender to compare, because what we're saying is when we give you a pre-approval, it means that you qualify. And a lot of lenders don't check, double check, triple check. And that comes from experience of what scenarios are out there, what is happening, and to know how the rules change throughout time. So, if you can remember anything, a pre approval is what you need, not a pre qualification. And a pre approval should be a stronger item. And when you receive a pre approval letter, read what the pre approval letter says. I can tell you here at Mortgage Specialists, ours are very simple, straightforward, and it states on that pre approval, what have we verified? What have we done? And some pre approvals are 6, 7, 8 pages long and just give a bunch of very general disclosures that we haven't done anything. We provided the information from the customer. We've went off what they have given us. And those are different things. So lastly, then, what is a loan commitment? And that's a great question. Many people have not heard of a loan commitment, but a loan commitment now is taking all the information you provided in the pre-approval and sending that to a licensed underwriter to give a commitment to lend. And what a commitment to lend is, what that means. We will commit to giving you this loan as long as you finalize by providing us these last few items. We call those conditions. And every client that's ever been through a loan through us or anywhere else will receive what's called a conditions list. It's a word that we use. And the conditions are, hey, we'll give you a loan as long as the title insurance comes back clean, as long as the house appraises, as long as you go get house insurance, as long as we verify your earnest deposit money, such like that. So the conditions aren't generally a lot that you can control, because sometimes it's things that happen in the industry, but other times it is situations about you, which would be like, hey, why is this showing up on your credit report? What is going on with your pay stub? Why is it different? And those are the questions that we're going to ask you here at Mortgage Specialists during the pre-approval process. Sometimes people get stressed out, they get frustrated with it, but it's better to know in advance, can you get a loan, than waiting till a week before closing and underwriting catching something that will cause you to not obtain the loan and get the house. So a loan commitment takes it to the farthest step and puts it in the hands of a licensed underwriter to review all the information, because at the end of the day, the underwriters are the ones that give the full go ahead to be able to close on a transaction, because that's what their license is able to do. So today we talked about 3 different steps: pre-qualification, pre-approval, and loan commitment. All 3 are different steps along the process. All 3 of them mean different things. And as we go through time, the longer we go, the more facts and more opportunities that there are to close. Some states have specific rules that state a loan commitment has to be provided to the seller. Here in Nebraska, that does not occur, but I see many times where sellers are nervous about the pre-approval given, and you can take it one step further and say, hey, I'll provide you a loan commitment with this many days. That does usually calm a seller's mind, stating that now we have the information that we need and we can feel very comfortable about what needs to be finished in order to obtain that loan. Unfortunately, through the years, there's been lots of pre-approvals that haven't closed on time. Then that's where the nervousness and worry occurs between just receiving some kind of a basic pre-approval letter versus a more detailed one that we provide here at Mortgage Specialists. I hope you learned a lot today about the difference between a pre-qualification, pre-approval, and a loan commitment. But if you have any other questions at all, definitely feel free to contact us anytime at 402-991-5153, or reach out to us on our website at mtg-specialists.com. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you here next time for Mortgage Matters in Minutes. Mortgage Specialists. Driven, trusted, reliable.